Meanwhile, sources at ESPN reinforced that Liverpool have no intention of selling Diaz this summer, echoing the club's firm messaging. Nevertheless, signs of internal friction are emerging. Diaz and his representatives are reportedly disappointed that fresh contract discussions have stalled, especially after earlier indications that Liverpool would offer more favorable terms. This tension adds a subplot to what might otherwise appear to be a straightforward stance from the club, and it could influence events later in the window. Liverpool's approach is clear and resolute. They need Diaz to spearhead their attack under Slot's progressive and high-pressure style of play. With Mohamed Salah and Cody Gakpo still in the squad, Diaz's versatility, able to play across the front three, adds critical tactical depth. Liverpool's readiness to fend off interest from powerhouses like Bayern and Barcelona underscores the importance they attach to retaining him. From Bayern's perspective, their offer signals a genuine interest in strengthening the flanks, especially after Leroy Sané's departure. Yet Liverpool's firm no demonstrates their reluctance to repeat past mistakes of offloading key attackers, most notably when Sadio Mane left for Bayern in 2022. Meanwhile, Diaz himself has remained diplomatic. When asked, he expressed happiness at Liverpool but admitted the window is normal business, hinting at ongoing dialogue and an openness to what unfolds. Though he emphasized he is content to remain if Liverpool decide against renewal. As the transfer window progresses, three scenarios emerge. Liverpool may stick to their guns, reject all offers, and hope financial limitations or player unrest force a move. They might instead return with a contract extension to signal long-term commitment, easing internal tensions. Or, should Diaz push and an exceptional bid arrive, Liverpool could be forced into negotiations. But for now, the message is clear. Luis Diaz stays or clubs must meet Liverpool's significantly high price. Anfield. Furthermore, Barcelona have come sniffing for the 28-year-old this summer already, with the Spanish giants even making an inquiry which Liverpool outright rejected. Now it has been revealed by Paul Joyce that Bayern Munich have now made an offer Luis Diaz, but it's likewise been rebuffed by the Premier League champions. Liverpool have rejected an approach from Bayern Munich over Luis Diaz and insisted they are not looking to sell the player, a stance that mirrors when Barcelona inquired about the Colombian last month, the Merseyside journalist wrote. Max Eberl, sporting director at Bayern, made contact with Liverpool as the Bundesliga champions step up their search for left-sided reinforcements, but was immediately rebuffed. The Colombian registered 17 goals and 8 assists across all competitions, with 13 of those goals coming in the Premier League. Statistically, it was his best season in the Liverpool shirt. Sporting director Eberl had been informed that Liverpool has no intention of selling the 28-year-old, and as a result, talks have not progressed any further. This marks the second time this summer that the Anfield club have taken such a firm stance, having previously issued the same message to Barcelona when the Catalan giants tested the waters for Diaz earlier in the transfer window. The Reds' message has been crystal clear. They will not entertain any approaches for the Colombian. Liverpool chiefs are putting the team's on-field success at the forefront of their position regarding Diaz, and not transfer profits. Cody Gakpo has also been linked to the German giants, with Bayern needing a left-winger urgently after Leroy Sané's departure. In early July 2025, Bayern Munich approached Liverpool with a formal offer for their Colombian winger, Luis Diaz. Bayern's sporting director, Max Eberl, made contact, hoping to reinforce their wide options following departures over the summer. However, Liverpool immediately rebuffed the approach, clearly communicating that Diaz is not for sale. This decisive response reportedly ended any further discussions between the clubs. This marks the second significant failed attempt this summer, as Barcelona had also expressed interest in Diaz just a few weeks earlier. According to Liverpool sources, their stance remains unwavering. They will not entertain offers unless they are crazy, far above any reasonable valuation. Internally, Liverpool viewed Diaz as integral to manager Arne Slot's vision, particularly following the club's Premier League triumph, in which Diaz contributed 13 league goals and 5 assists. Despite having 2 years left on his current contract, talk of a renewal has not progressed, an omission that has not gone unnoticed. Spanish and German reports suggest Bayern and Saudi clubs like Al Nassr continue to watch closely, waiting for any signs that Diaz or his camp might push for a move. Meanwhile, sources at ESPN reinforced that Liverpool have no intention of selling Diaz this summer, echoing the club's firm messaging. Nevertheless, signs of internal friction are emerging. Diaz and his representatives are reportedly disappointed that fresh contract discussions have stalled, especially after earlier indications that Liverpool would offer more favorable terms. This tension adds a subplot to what might otherwise appear to be a straightforward stance from the club, and it could influence events later in the window. Liverpool's approach is clear and resolute. They need Diaz to spearhead their attack under Slot's progressive and high-pressure style of play. With Mohamed Salah and Cody Gakpo still in the squad, Diaz's versatility, able to play across the front three, adds critical tactical depth. Liverpool's readiness to fend off interest from powerhouses like Bayern and Barcelona underscores the importance they attach to retaining him. From Bayern's perspective, their offer signals a genuine interest in strengthening the flanks, especially after Leroy Sané's departure. Yet Liverpool's firm no demonstrates their reluctance to repeat past mistakes of offloading key attackers, most notably when Sadio Mane left for Bayern in 2022. Meanwhile, Diaz himself has remained diplomatic. When asked, he expressed happiness at Liverpool but admitted the window is normal business, hinting at ongoing dialogue and an openness to what unfolds. Though he emphasized he is content to remain if Liverpool decide against renewal. As the transfer window progresses, three scenarios emerge. Liverpool may stick to their guns, reject all offers, and hope financial limitations or player unrest force a move. They might instead return with a contract extension to signal long-term commitment, easing internal tensions. Or, should Diaz push and an exceptional bid arrive, Liverpool could be forced into negotiations. But for now, the message is clear. Luis Diaz stays, or clubs must meet Liverpool's significantly high price. Liverpool dealt Alexander Isak blow after rumors of record-breaking transfer. Newcastle have no intention of selling Alexander Isak, despite rumors suggesting Liverpool could break the British transfer record to sign the Swede. Hello everyone, my name is Jack. I'm here to deliver every update on football news. Like and subscribe. Don't forget to leave your thoughts in the comment section. What happened? Liverpool have been linked with Newcastle star Isak, who scored 23 Premier League goals during the 2024-25 season as the Magpies qualified for the Champions League. The Reds are already closing in on an eye-watering £116 million move for Bayer Leverkusen's Florian Wirtz, and have been rumored as interested in the 25-year-old Sweden international. The bigger picture, according to the Telegraph, despite a social media frenzy suggesting otherwise, there is currently nothing imminent in regards to a transfer to Liverpool for Isak. Arne Slot's side have an obvious admiration for the former Real Sociedad star, like many teams around Europe, but there have been no conversations between the clubs or even an inquiry from the Reds. Did you know? A move for Isak would reportedly set Liverpool back more than £150 million and perhaps even cost the Premier League champions nearly as much as the world record. 200 meters, Paris Saint-Germain forked out for Neymar in 2017. What next for Isak? With major developments needed for a transfer to materialize, Isak looks likely to remain at St. James Park this summer. Eddie Howe's side recently learned their fixture list for the 2025-26 Premier League season and will start their campaign with matches against Aston Villa, Liverpool, and Leeds. Liverpool fans can't believe what they're hearing about Newcastle United star Alexander Isak. Newcastle United have made their stance on selling Alexander Isak clear, and it has caught many Liverpool fans by surprise after their title-winning season. The Reds are looking to bolster their squad even further. The additions of Jeremy Frimpong, Florian Wirtz, and Milos Kerkez are not enough for Arne Slot. He wants Newcastle United's crown jewels. Reports earlier this week stated that Liverpool are interested in signing Newcastle's Alexander Isak, and that they are ready to table a British record bid for him. However, those reports have since been dismissed, and it has been made clear that Isak is not for sale. However, if the unlikely event of a move were to occur, Newcastle are looking at almost £200 million from Liverpool. That fee would be near to the world record transfer fee that PSG paid for Neymar in 2017. So it would be a significant deal if it came off. Newcastle want to give Isak a new contract, so they are expected to stand firm and reject any approach for him this summer. With the new price tag made public, Liverpool fans have shared their views on social media. Liverpool fans don't want to pay £200 million for Newcastle United star Alexander Isak. Newcastle are in talks for Brighton's João Pedro, but he is not being brought in to replace Isak. In fact, Eddie Howe wants Pedro and Isak to play together and form an unstoppable partnership next season. The Swede is undoubtedly in Newcastle's plans, and work is ongoing behind the scenes to build a team around Isak for the future. Upon hearing that Newcastle want close to £200 million for Isak, Liverpool fans couldn't believe what they were hearing. Isak is not a 100 meters pound striker, never mind 150 200s. For 200 you have to be getting Haaland or prime Kane, Lewandowski, said one Liverpool fan on X, while another said £200 million is way too much. Look at his goals-to-game ratio, lads. That is why there's a high price on his head. Not only that, his numbers aren't easy to replace. Would Liverpool sell for less than £150 million if, say, Real Madrid or Barcelona came in for him? I think not. If he was a Pools player, you'd want big money, said this convinced Liverpool fan. Another Liverpool fan added, it would require him to force the move to get it at around £120,130. Emo. Finally, this Liverpool fan said, anything more than 120 mil is absurd. Even 120 mil is, but this is the market. He'll probably go to Bayern in 2 years. Liverpool fans shocked at Alexander Isak's price tag is brilliant for Newcastle United. Reports today stated that Liverpool have not held any talks or even made an inquiry for Isak, and the talks of a price tag that high can only put them off. Isak is simply irreplaceable to Newcastle. Eddie Howe and Piff know that. After a visit in February, Yasser Al-Rumayyan told Newcastle to keep Isak at all costs, not only because he is his favorite player, but he is fully aware of what he brings to the club, both on the pitch and commercially. Looking at his contract, it has been confirmed that Howe will deal with Isak in an attempt to get him to sign a new deal and keep him at the club longer than his current 2028 expiry. The transfer saga is set to last the whole summer, but it would be quickly brushed under the rug if Newcastle can get him to sign a new deal. Alexander Isak spurs Liverpool's fiery pursuit for striking supremacy. Liverpool FC is setting its sights on Swedish sensation Alexander Isak, and the pursuit is heating up as sources reveal the club is feeling encouraged about the potential transfer deal. Isak, a rising star in the world of football, has garnered attention from top clubs across Europe, but it seems Liverpool is leading the race to secure his signature. With his impressive performance on the field and goal-scoring prowess, Isak has become a hot commodity in the transfer market. The 21-year-old Real Sociedad striker, showing incredible potential, caught Liverpool's attention. Renowned strategist Jurgen Klopp views Isak as a valuable addition to their team. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe.